to the public. And what we're trying to explain, and have been trying to explain for quite some time now, is that you must understand that there are key individuals who are in charge of the givings. They provide leadership in terms of where the money or who the money is given to. But if we're not careful, these individuals can make serious mistakes with regards to what the giving is for and who is it being given to. Now, for example, our government, the federal government, says we're going to spend this amount of money, millions of dollars, toward a prevent program, and we're going to help communities who are having problems with racial protests or racial injustice, dealing with issues that the community, and they're going to address this particular issue. Now, the question is, how is this being addressed? Are we sending the money to the police departments to provide them with tools to deal with the people in the streets? Or are we going to send it to the programs that work, the Black Lives Matter programs or other programs that work to try to deal with the problems of the community? You see, there's individuals who are sitting with the government, sitting right there, and they understand that if we send this money to the police department, we say to the police, you select what program that you want to work with regards to the community, and we're going to help keep the peace. We're going to help keep the peace. We're going to prevent chokeholds. Big mistake, ladies and gentlemen. What perhaps should be a better perspective on how that money should be used is we're going to 50% goes to the police department, 50% goes to the Black Lives Matter or whatever the other program that's working with the community, and we're going to ask them or force them with this money, force, I use the right word here, to work together. And before they come up, they got to come up with a holistic plan, a holistic approach to this problem. Not just giving it to the police department to get more guns, more weapons, more shields to shield themselves from the community, nor just giving the money to the community program, one community program who may not be sensitive to the plight of the police officers who walk into black communities and are very suspect and their lives are in danger. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these programs present a holistic approach to the problem, not just one way or the other. You see? But let's take the charitable foundation, massive, big charitable foundations who want to help. They are sending money down to the community. Well, you're sending it to this social group or that social group. Not understanding, or perhaps not wanting to understand or willing to understand, that police officers, their lives are at stake. And when you send money to one group, we have to be able to say there is some kind of medium in which we can get the police department and the social groups to come together and create a program. Not just one way, we're just going to send it to them. You see? And that program that they produce is one of a holistic. It takes on the needs of the police department. It takes on the needs of the community. And as a result, they've created a program. Good, bad, or indifference. But that's the way you do it. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we've tried to explain this in various ways. But it always comes down, in the end, to the funding, that there is a key individuals You have a responsibility. You have been chosen for a reason. And that reason may not just be to sit up behind a desk, send dollars down to different people, but the reason to say, look, this money that we're sending has to produce an approach to the problem that is holistic, that takes into account all parties concerned. And if we just send it to one group and say, you select the other means of how we're going to deal with it, no, it won't happen. The real issues will never come to the table. The only issues that will come to the table is, where's my part of the monies that were given? You see? That's the only issue. My part of the monies. You see? But if you approach it from a holistic perspective, which says at the end of the giving, there's something that we're putting into the community that will affect the community in a positive way. Doesn't mean it's the answer, but that's the only way to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's unfortunate that we have to wait years to see whether or not what I am saying is true. You see, this is why I say to those chosen individuals, head of major charitable foundations, strategically sitting in chairs of major corporations that give money to the public, to the community, and those government entities where people are sitting there on the government, making decisions. You put the public in a position where they don't understand the con that is being played here. They don't understand this. You're just giving. Well, I got this money. They got this money. It's not who, but how. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Creighton Rippey. I am the director of the Greater Detroit Community Outreach Center here in Detroit, Michigan. You can reach us at 313-891-7030, or you can look us up on the World Wide Web at www.greaterdetroitoutreach.org. Thank you for looking in.